So hello, I'm here in Kilkenny outside Riverside House, which we have the protest here, and I'm interviewing Luke O'Connor. So why have you come here to this protest?
Sure. Look, we're just protesting this centre because essentially what's happened over the last while is that we knew that this was coming down the tracks. 28 rooms there kitted out. We knew what was going to happen, but essentially one of the local people here caught organically one of the guys who was involved in an IPAS centre in Ballina, caught him coming out, asked him what the story was. The local media hadn't reported it, the local TD hadn't reported it, and then once we got the video out, local media and the local politicians had to respond to us about what was actually happening to the area, and it was confirmed that this was going to be a 28-room asylum centre.
Yeah, and you're quite a prominent person, look, if you don't want me saying, on Twitter and all that, in this whole, if you want to call it that, movement.
Yeah.
And so would it be okay to ask you, where do you think we are? Are we growing or are we contracting, or what's your opinion?
I think there's a natural progression to be made. I would like to see us focus more on the kind of socio-economic side, the implications of these centres on local communities. I think a lot of the rhetoric, that we're using is maybe turning off the middle crowd to a certain extent. I would be very much along the lines of like economic nationalism. I don't know. You probably saw recently J.D. Vance was named as Trump's VP pick, and he wrote the major sociological study for the Trump movement, which was the opioid epidemic, the jobs that went away, and these kind of black holes that were created in middle America. What we're going to see with the creation of these IPAS centres is something of the economic equivalent, whereby these centres create a dearth in the local communities, and you're going to see huge economic impacts. Like, we had a hotel there last year that we protested outside, and that hotel would have been huge for the Kilkenny economy. Tourism is huge in Kilkenny. Both domestic and foreign tourism. It's our biggest indigenous industry in Ireland, and that's being gutted for these asylum centres, being absolutely destroyed. So that's going to be very interesting to look at going forward, the economic implications of all this stuff.
So and you probably heard about all this talk about an alliance and all the rest of it, and so. But
I was at a few of the meetings.
Yeah. So your party stepped away from it. You didn't.
It wasn't that we stepped away. I think my party leader, Herman Kelly, and I was there when he gave a very generous offer, whereby he offered Derek Bly the leadership of the Irish Freedom Party. He offered Malachy Steenson the chairmanship of the Irish Freedom Party. We would have loved to have Gavin Pepper involved, and they were the three huge nationalist figures that we wanted involved. Our problem was, I suppose, we have a huge underlying philosophical disagreement with the National Party and the Irish people. I feel that we all feel that they're not people that we want to work with. Okay.
So on what grounds?
Past experiences, one of the guys in the Irish people referred to himself as the lunatic whisperer in the meeting, which I think if he's saying that about himself, it doesn't endear anyone to try and work with him, does it?
Yeah. So, but I mean, you couldn't be more specific about. Do you feel they're too hard line on, if you like, race, or is that how you would take it?
I wouldn't. I've never heard them. I've never heard the guys who are involved with the National Party now talk about race, but I kind of think that some of them do good work. I'm actually an admirer of Paddy Quinlan and some of the work he did in Coolock. Some of the imagery was very powerful. But I think as an organisation, people have seen the stuff that's gone on with the organisation over the last 2 years. It doesn't exactly lend itself for people wanting to work. It's very clear that there's problems within the organisation. I think Paddy Quinlan might be a decent guy, but we'll have to see.
So would you say you're taking a more left-wing kind of approach?
No,
it wouldn't be that then. No. So if it was a philosophical one, it's more that they're disorganized, or maybe they're too associated with Barrett. Would that be it? Because obviously
Possibly the two of those, yeah.
disorganized, and yeah. So there you
The
have
two
it.
of those have an impact, yeah.
And Coolock, how do you think that's going to affect us? I mean, that's been in the news now for a whole week or 2 weeks nearly, wall to wall. How do you think that's going to impact this movement in Ireland, in your opinion?
I think the imagery is very powerful, particularly on a working class area.
Yeah.
You have the media portraying these people as like the great unwashed of Irish society.
Yeah.
The reality is those people are the backbone of this country.
Yeah.
Protested peacefully for 3 months.
Yeah.
3 months, not a problem with them until the public order unit went in. We've seen with Drew Harris, he has this thing in his head. He wants an RU style police force. And he's intent on attacking the Irish people. And there's guards here tonight. They helped us massively tonight. And the reality is that they're good people trying to do their job. And the reality is they hate Drew Harris more than I do. And so I think see you, Jerry. Look after yourself, okay?
Yeah.
See you again.
Sorry for holding you up.
The fish rots from the head. Fish rots from the head.
And just one of the So you were just saying that Coolock is a powerful image, and I'm just saying, is that positive or negative at the going forward?
I think it's hugely positive going forward.
Hugely positive. I'll let you go before I give you